Hello, good morning. Welcome to today's Daily Dominion. We've got Interlands. I mean, there are quite a few things that can like activate, quote unquote. Both Weaver and Tunnel activate off discards, which we have within Witch's Hut and technically Jack, though it's not the most likely thing to hit of all time. There's draw from Guard Dog and Witch's Hut. Guard Dog is kind of nice here because if you have 5 or fewer cards, it draws 4 cards, which it can do pretty easily here. I mean, after you play an in, you have 4 cards, and so that's totally feasible. And then for trashing, we have Sook, and I guess potentially develop. So I imagine you focus on the Sooks for the most part. There's Cursing in Witch's Hut and Cauldron, but it's going to be a little slower Cursing and maybe not the most impactful just because, I don't know, Jack can handle it pretty well. But there's not a tremendous amount of alt VP. There's a little extra VP in Tunnel. But beyond that, you're not really... So unfortunately, there is a really nice engine here with Sooks and ends and the draw stuff in a Crossroads, which probably runs okay, but it does run the risk of losing to something which gets provinces pretty quickly, because these pieces are not easy to pick up, and there's not, as far as the opening goes, there's not nice stuff to accelerate you to buying these things. So, I guess the best way to put it is that the 3s and 4s aren't particularly helpful for that deck. Not in the opening anyway. You like a supplemental trasher or some kind of cheaper, even just a better attack would help a lot. I'm not sure. I'm at a bit of a crossroads, you might say. Because I think you can probably play Jack Money and get pretty far. Maybe supplemental, do a little bit of in-tunnel stuff. I think that probably gets you most of the way to getting, 4 provinces pretty quick, which is a little scary here. I'm thinking I'm going to give this one a puzzler. I'm already 3 minutes in. I haven't clicked a card. That's not a great sign. You can easily lose here, I guess, is the issue. I guess one advantage of playing like Jack Money kind of looking stuff is that AI probably mirrors it, so you just have to kind of find slightly better things to do than the AI. You can try to go for like Witch's Hut, Tunnel, Weaver stuff. I mean, that's not an unreasonable approach. And just play with like 2 Witch's Huts and then 2 or maybe a couple Weavers and as many tunnels as you can gain. And I think you would open Jack into that. Let's try that. I don't know if it's any good, but we're going to open Jack Silver. And then I guess we'll take a Weaver here. We're not hitting 5, which is, of course, a little sad. We'll discard this. We could buy a Crossroads, maybe? I'm not sure. The Weaver didn't pan out for us much here. We can either get a second Weaver or like a Tunnel. Or both. I guess we have both monies. And I guess I'll buy another silver. We're really hoping we hit 5 at least one of the times through here. We're not actually going to hit 5, so now our deck looks really quite bad. Our Jack and Crossroads are down here. What did I buy last turn? A silver? I guess we're just buying another silver. We're gonna probably hit 5 here, but it's like It's a little slow going. We could buy an in, which might give us a little more activation, but we're kind of living. It's not a very good deck, I guess, right now. I mean, it has a lot of... What does it have a lot of? Here, this is kind of nice. Truthfully, this is like very nice even. We play the Crossroads first, or probably play the Crossroads first. I was gonna say we should be able to hit Province here. We might as well gain a silver. I think the silvers are still like good for us overall. So this turn through, ooh, and we can even discard and get another gold. This turn through, we got quite a bit of stuff. At least as far as helping the money. We have a lot of money now, actually. So I feel okay. This will just be Dutch. I mean, from here on out, we'll just buy green cards. We can still... maybe not easily, but we can certainly lose here still. Play the witch. You get a tunnel out of this, which is nice, and a cursing. So we get to get... This is a pretty good scoring turn. This unfortunately has 7, so if they just hit Province twice, actually we're still okay, unless they manage to like, well, we've hit 7 twice in a row. That's going to be a bit of an issue. So they still haven't, they didn't get an extra point with it, so we still have a little bit of a shot here. Okay, the AI just takes the tie, which gives us the win for the day. I don't know why they opted to go for it. Because, like, I wasn't hitting Duchy on my turn. Alright. Well, I didn't really like what I did in the end. I don't really like what I did in the end, but we kind of scraped through on the back of having tunnel points. I mean, if we hit 5 on the reshuffle, or actually, it took us 2 reshuffles, right? If we hit 5 either of those turns, then I think we're looking okay. But the way it played out was a little rough. Wasn't really paying attention what the AI was doing. And of course, our last shuffle, or our last cycle through the end there, we had a nice turn where we got the tunnel, gave Curse Bot Province, but then the next 3 hands really were awful. As far as not hitting 8, we're pretty unlikely to split it quite that evenly. So, that was, we snuck through. We can try to build the Souk. The Souk engine sort of looks interesting. We can try it. No, I'm not 100% sure how to build it. It seems like it might be a little slow. It's like the AI here. I mean, I was going to be able to gain tunnel, but that's it. I don't know if this was all the duchies. They gain province here is kind of questionable for the AI. I don't think they had to. Let me see. They could have just duchied, right? It wasn't like it was a 3-pile thing or anything. I mean, the AI maybe, in terms of the daily challenge, the AI should never take ties. Now, they're not going to probably train the hard AI specifically for the daily challenge and do that. But it should, right? I mean, as far as like the strategy of preventing people from getting the win condition, which they're obviously not super concerned about because the AI sucks in a million ways, but that's one way it sucks in this specific context. And it's a little niche. I mean, as far as training the AI right, it would require some kind of extra penalty for tying or something, or treating all ties as loss from the AI's perspective to get them to a point where they wouldn't do that. Anyway, what are we going to do? We're going to try and think about the Souk thing, which I think you open Guard Dog Silver if you're going for that. Now, again, like, it's just this same problem, which is that if you don't hit 5, it's got to be pretty bad. But we did at least hit it on this reshuffle, and then we get to hit it here. So we're going okay on the Souks. Actually, we're going quite well this time. And then I think here, I mean, you could just finish the trashing, right? There's a crossroads in there. Well, not finish the trashing, but you could continue on the trashing, right? So the question here is basically in or Souk. There is a crossroads in the deck, so you can just be like, well, maybe I'm just gonna draw crossroads with my Souks and then, you know, live that way. On the other hand, you do get a, you know, it's a nice time to put in, right? Because you get to do all this junk together. The only thing you don't have is the Guard Dog. Well, I don't think we're trashing here. So like the Souks, you can see you get a lot of money. We could think about a Witch's Hut just to curse a little bit, and it's also draw. We do these. I don't know exactly where we end up as far as points. Also, we may whiff on finding another village, but we do find this. Okay. So then you're like here, you can curse, or you can, I guess you can curse anyway, and you can always draw back up. Not really sure. This was all. See, now the Souks produce like no money. So you really do need to finish out the trashing more. Which I don't, again, we don't really have the terminal space. So we're a little imbalanced. I think we probably should have not taken the Witch's Hut. It probably should have been like double in Guard Dog. But we're still running fine, and the AI hasn't bought any green cards yet, so I don't imagine we'll have like a problem here. You could play the Souk now, and then the Guard Dog. The only thing that doesn't cover is if you just find Witch's Hut and no ends. We go with this, but the similar thing. Again, we can try to curse. This worked out a little better. Okay. So we're gonna go for 2 5s here for sure. We can, like I said, there could have, at the very start, you can sequence your buys a little differently to maybe play with something a little more favorable. But so our goal here is just to trash the last 2 coppers and to well, I would like to go ahead and curse them. Why not? Okay, so now we're stuck with the silver, which is not great, honestly. But it's not terrible, terrible. We could trash the silver too. At some point you get like more Sooks than you probably want, but the idea here would be probably shoot for double province turns. I'm trying to think if we want a second crossroads or not. It's not bad. The AI just buys it in. I mean, if you're super far ahead here, you can build, which we are, so. Let's do this. Look, this Sook already gives $5 and it's just a mid-turn Sook. Nice. We gotta try and, you're gonna have to go ahead and play this stuff out until we find another guard dog in this instance. The question is, do we just play the Sooks? How much money does that give us? It gives us 4, 5, 6. It gives 15 more dollars. That's probably better than giving a curse. Otherwise, we get... Well, we get pretty similar. We're going to get $13 the other way. Actually, 13 is probably pretty okay. Oh, no, it's not 13. It's just 8. I don't love that. Well, we can have 13. We just have to not. Well, we wanted to trash anyway, right? Yeah, so not even 13, but we got to get rid of this pesky. Just keep doing ends. We probably, you could also have thrown in a weaver at some point to get the guard dog. I don't know. You really want another stack of villages to get that far into the terminals. In my opinion. This wasn't the best. We're going to be a little short on draw here, probably. Okay, I gets another province. We're really not worried about the province stuff. At this point, we're just trying to find... But yeah, we don't really have... we don't have our balance here perfect. It's also not... I could probably play this a little slower and track the deck a little better to do nicer stuff here. But what do we do? Just go ahead and go for 3. I mean, it's pretty easy to empty the provinces at the end, or get the provinces out of your hand at the end. We could just do 2. Go Sook, guard dog in. Seems okay. You can see like we're already pretty far out ahead. I don't know, when do we want to play the order of this stuff? We could save this for a crossroads, though. The value isn't as high. Or the... How do I say this? Not necessarily, card draw isn't necessarily what we're trying to get here. Though it does let us maybe play out some of these Sooks, which could be nice. I'm trying to think of the order to do all this. Because this is actually not the best Sooks ever. Yeah, that was not right. I didn't know it was left in deck. And kind of messed it up. Obviously, like, it's not going to matter here. That much is pretty well clear. But not trivial to get the play order stuff correct here. I've not done a great job, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world. There we got a little bit. I mean, this will still double province. So how many turns was this? This was still quite a few turns. Oh, 14. That's not bad. You do 6 provinces in 14. Yeah, that's okay. That was better than the other thing for sure. Though I also hit 5 here. So I mean, I did the opening that makes it better hitting 5. I had basically, my reshuffle was basically perfect. And that can make a big difference. I didn't play it perfect. I think you should be able to do like at least a triple or a quad province once. Ideally, I think you go like 2 triples here as your greening phase. Or, you know, if they has 3 provinces, a triple and a 2. But I didn't get the play order sequence quite right to do that. It's a little awkward because you want to go down in hand size to play the Sooks and then back up with the guard dog. But you don't really know what's on top of your deck. So you don't always. There were a couple times where I could have known and I messed up, but you don't always know exactly what's on top of your deck. And so you can dud in the middle, kind of happened to me. And if you don't know, and if you just wait till the end to play the Sooks, then you have hands. I mean, you have cards in hand. I still maybe should have been a little more focused on playing ends. I got a little action strap multiple times there. And I think I had enough ends to play it all. I think I just didn't do the order right. There were unplayed ends a couple times. Anyway, that was certainly more interesting than the first deck I played. At least I thought so. Maybe not more interesting, but a lot cleaner. And it ran a lot smoother. But we made it out today regardless. Hope you enjoyed the 2 decks, and I will see you all tomorrow.